So, do you want to be a mage or a fighter? I can show you how to be a shield. So, do you want to be a mage or a fighter? I can show you how to be a shield. Hey, stick around. I might be able to teach you a few things.
You're just in time. Quick, get behind your bench.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. First of all, thank you so much, Anonymous, before we've even gone live for the 10 subs. So thank you so much. So I think Renee's going to sort out the trinkets and stuff for that before, as we go along. I apologize now for my voice. I blame the decay. And please check out the links that are coming into the chat now, our Discord, Twitter, etc. But please also definitely check out our wonderful sponsors who are Bird in the Storm, and also Mage Hand Press. And yeah, I will hand over to Renee. Thank you. He's still going. They're still going. Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Renee. This is awesome. I'm definitely going to sort out trinkets. They may appear at weird times in the story today because we're hopping right into the action, I believe. I am Renee. I will be your storyteller today. We are playing a game called Weave by Monocle Society, which is a storytelling RPG based off of a tarot card deck. I have not drawn story cards for today, though typically I would draw 3 story cards and they would help inform the narrative. But because we've hit a point in the story where things are just rolling, we're just gonna go with it and see where the narrative takes us. But each of the characters were built by drawing cards as well, starting with a suit that each of them shows that represents what their character is good at. So if we could go around really quickly and just say who you're playing and what your suit is, that would be great. And let's start with Alice.
Oh, hi. I'm Alice, and I play Umiko, and they are the Gale's character.
Julie.
You're just in time. Quick, get behind your
Hi, I'm nervous. I play Ben, who is our Resident Stones character.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a time.
And then Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'll be playing Sierra, our Brooks character.
And Kelly.
And hi, I'm Kelly. I will be playing Skylar, who is our Flames character.
Each of the dice in Weave have symbols that represent the suits that were just mentioned. So we've kind of ported them to just a regular d6 numbers so that we can roll in Roll20. But previously on Dynama, the group decided to stay near the decay after rescuing one of their own and their friend Naomi. Umiko was affected by the decay as well, and so they thought it best to just stay in a nearby house and recuperate. And it was a very nice family dinner, a nice, calm, laid-back episode, until the morning when, on the last watch, Sierra heard an arrow crash through the window, setting one of the beds on fire. And the group escaped unharmed, managing to catch the few strange figures, the red scarves, who are managing to escape down the alleyways, but not for long. The group took them down, only to notice at the very end a pillar of smoke rising from their campsite near the decay where their friends and the community that they'd been staying with for the past few weeks was located. And Sierra, you see this smoke cloud rising up into the sky, this large pillar of dark smoke set against the rising sun.
Oh no. Everyone, and I'll kind of shout to make sure that everyone, even the ones that are far away that just finished fighting those bad guys, we need to head back to camp right now.
I think, is Imako still standing there holding that guy?
Yes.
Just like, so what?
We need to head back to camp, and I'll point to the giant pillar of smoke.
Oh, like, it just drops the person she was holding.
The rest of you can all hear this as well, with Sierra shouting like she does. You don't hear any other noise. This group that you took down didn't seem to be the most silent or secretive, and this yelling has not disrupted anyone else.
Since we have them, some of them kind of captured, essentially, do we see who they are, and are they conscious?
Yeah, you're welcome to look. Did you kind of have someone that you were near?
Yeah,
or
so I had kind of lassoed someone off a roof.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
pulled
I'm
them
like
down.
near / on someone right now.
Yeah. So, how do you do this?
I think Skylar would actually use, since originally she was going to ask them questions, but now that she's hearing Sierra yelling about other things, she would use her like Dynama sense to see if she could get anything about them.
Okay. Yeah. You sense, just basically because of what you can see on the exterior, that the Dynama prickles against the skin of these people similarly to the way it like spikes at the edge of the decay. It's not to the same extent, and the Dynama around it seems fine, but it does kind of like look like little needles of light sticking up around the skin of this person. Like, it's just not quite how it's supposed to normally look.
But these do appear to be the same kind of people that had attacked camp before.
Yes, you actually recognize the same bandages on their arms, and the same red and black scarves and clothing covering their face. They're wearing hoods and have bandages just along their arms and over most of their legs as well.
And I think Skylar would call back to Sierra and just be like, "We have an issue. Can you come back? Wait, there's a lot of things going on. Will you just come over here?"
And probably like halfway through that sentence, Sierra's like already like bolting over to Skylar.
Do you still have Naomi in your arms?
Oh shit.
Go pick her up.
Yeah, I
because
do.
Sierra called that,
I know.
like,
I have Naomi over my back, right? And yeah, no, I'm gonna with Naomi. Like, I'm in go mode. Like this, let's get it. Like I'm in soldier mode. And I kind of sprint up to Skylar with Naomi over my shoulders. Skylar, what's the holdup?
And I mean, she gestures to the person laying on the ground. She's like, "We got attacked by people, and I'm guessing that I would not be surprised if the attacked by the people and the smoke at camp are somehow connected, because these people keep showing up when terrible things happen. And can you do the thing?"
Here, and I'll hand you Naomi. And then I will touch this unconscious man.
Okay. You touch the skin of this unconscious man, and it's weird to touch. It feels a little scabby. But as you touch it, you get a scene. It's a group of people much larger in number. You can count 3 here, and you saw 3 earlier near the decay. You've seen 1 in the camp before as well, and this group of people is several dozen in size. And they're gathered together in a building just lined with red and black banners and cloth. They have small machines gathered around them, and they're not unresponsive. They actually seem to be alert, alive. Their lenses are lit with light, and they're moving. But they're not attacking the people. They're just kind of coexisting in the same room. There's a discussion. You see drawn on the ground the image of a bear and a person, just a stick figure, but still. And their conversation is strange. Their voices are raspy and difficult, and so a large portion of the conversation takes place with gestures in a sign language that you don't understand. But as the meeting seems to wrap up, they gather together and exit the building and head in the direction through the city that you know the camp to be.
This was a planned assault, and there's many more of them, and they're heading towards the camp. Or they must have already reached the camp. This was in the past. They've reached the camp, and we need to get back there now. They don't stand a chance without us.
Oh God. Oh God. Umiko! Fen!
And Umiko's just whistled for Brun. So
Who
then
comes running?
We should go then, yes?
Yeah, leave. I don't know. I think leaving and going is more important. I think we need to be there.
I thought it was hours away.
It'll take us 2 hours at least to get back.
So then we need to leave now.
And we need to run.
We need to see if there's anybody. We need to go back, and I can help.
Okay, then
We can all help.
Let's go as quickly as possible. Mari points to Naomi. If we could get her on Brun, maybe we could move a little bit faster.
Skylar, why don't you get on to Brun with Naomi that way? You can keep an eye on her at the same time.
Okay, and I do have much shorter legs than everybody else, so that's probably a good idea.
I still suggest we have a light jog.
Any chance we could take this arrow out of my arm before we go, or
Umiko's just
Ben.
Oh,
I mean, or just snap it off. It's fine.
No, oh God. Okay, okay, let's do this.
I can
Is it called-
cauterize it for you.
another handprint.
I don't want an autograph.
Yeah, Skylar, so maybe a quick intelligence check just to see how this goes.
Oh, badly. Hold on. I'm a reroll.
Okay,
got him.
yeah.
We got him.
Looking
Let's
for
use him.
5s and
Okay.
6s. So that is a 5. That is a success. This is something you're fairly used to. You've actually treated people with arrow wounds and crossbolt wounds, either from bandit attacks or local feuds, and so this isn't something far out there for you. It's actually pretty run of the routine. I don't want to say run of the mill. That makes it sound like what you do is lame, and it's not. It's very cool. So you're able to remove this arrow. It does hurt, but it's you're doing okay.
Yeah, Umiko will hold out her hand to Fens just to be like, you can hold it and squeeze if you want.
Alright. That's very cute. Fuck.
No.
I mean, they'll go for it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is a tight squeeze. She might be like, as you're doing this.
Probably.
Yeah, it comes out, and I think that the cat really wants the door. And yeah, it's bleeding, but it's out. It's good.
Thanks.
I don't know.
Just stick some bandages or a piece of cloth on that, and
Yeah,
I mean,
easy peasy, ready to go. Just slap a band-aid on it.
So now that all of that is sorted out, we should probably get a move on. No?
Yep.
Yes.
mm-hmm. And I think
Uh,
Skylar would hide up on Brune and help
Umiko
them
sort of
finagle
helping.
Naomi in front of her, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mare sets off at a light jog the direction of the pillar of smoke.
Kiara is right there next to Mare.
It is, there are a lot of streets, which really helps as far as like the jogging thing. While they're somewhat overgrown, they're much more easy to traverse than straight woodland. How often does Sierra jog? Just out of curiosity.
Well, she's more of like an endurance kind of girl, you know, because when she's traveling between cities, she'll like, you know, she's walking for quite some distance for quite some time, but it's less of a sprint, you know, and more of like a cross country versus, you know,
Okay.
100-meter dash.
She
you know?
stays in shape, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. How about Fen and Umiko? How used to jogging are you?
I chase reindeer a lot. They get out. So
I honestly think Fen is more used to like bursts than like long jog, but they're also pretty tough, so I don't know if it would affect them that much. It would just be like, okay, I need to actually think about my breathing right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a stones challenge, just of 2, to see how easily jogging comes to you just consistently like this, because it is endurance jogging. It's a distance.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can add anything.
Your stones character, so
There is that.
a good start.
Yeah, everything else is pretty fighting based, so I think that's really gonna be my base. So 4.
Okay. Yeah. That's a 6. Let's see if that rerolls to a 4. Oh, it does not. Would you like to use a reroll?
I do have several, but we know how many we burned through last time.
can I aid at all if I can see that they're not, I was going to say slacking, that's the wrong word.
Flagging.
They're sort of flagging behind, and Emiko's almost got either guiding or pushing forward a little bit, because they have just been shot as well.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but also if you would prefer to save them, Julie, I'll go ahead and use a reroll for you.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I have a lot too.
Oh,
I
sure.
never know when to use them as the storyteller.
Yeah.
Besides, like saying, "Oh, you succeeded! Ha! Roll again!"
Well, there we go.
Perfect. Okay, yes. Good.
Thank
Keeping
you.
pace then. And everybody kind of stays together as you approach the campsite. This pillar of smoke keeps looming even as the sun keeps rising. It's getting lighter outside. Day is fully upon you, but it is gloomy and dreary, and this darkens the sky quite drastically. How are you all feeling?
Sierra is at this point like really breathing heavy. Like she's really breathing heavy. But she's pushing. She's determined. That's how Sierra's feeling.
Fenn's just like one thing at a time, is not really trying not to think too hard about anything. He's just like, okay, this is our goal. I'm gonna get there, and then we'll deal with it, and not gonna try and expect anything.
I think Emiko, again, very similar, is just running to get there, but when she sees the smoke and the indication of fire, she can't help but feel where her skin is burnt, and sort of keeps her fingers moving, more out of a nervousness for what happened, not necessarily what is going to happen.
At one point, Fen, your heel hits just a broken mirror lying on the ground. This is discarded and kind of sad, but it breaks into pieces. And it's hard to say if it was broken before, but it definitely breaks when you step on it. And it's not something to really stop and think twice about, but it also doesn't feel like it bodes well.
How much longer until we get there? I don't know how much longer I can keep this up for. Whew.
You know, you're a good runner.
Well,
So sort
you-
of behind Sierra, like, whoa, trying to keep up.
Well, what can I say?
It's
Traveling
harder
between towns, you know.
if you talk.
Oh yeah.
And Mari does kind of like fall with you just for a second to like make sure that you're doing okay, but just doesn't talk. Thank you so much for that cheer, Matt Hoadley. Woo woo. And you keep like jogging. It's steady, and you break the forest line. It's hard to know how long it's been. This is hard. This is miles. And y'all are doing well, but it is tiring. But as soon as you break the forest line, you know you're getting close. And you know you're getting closer because you can see the flames.
Do we hear anything?
You do. Yeah. You hear the sounds of battle. It's fighting, it's metal clashing on metal. You hear the sounds of screams.
And Skylar's gonna basically get Brune to stop and look at everyone and just be like, we have to find some place to put Naomi. A safe place to hide her.
Are there any ruins around here? Like nearby left, or is it just forest?
You're muted.
Once you broke the forest line, no. If you want to retcon that and like kind of say that you thought of that before leaving the ruins, I think that that's completely fair. Because your characters might have had that idea as you started approaching the edge of the neighborhood. Just to like, oh wait, we have this other person.
Yeah, I feel like that would be safer.
Yeah, we should find a place to stash her for now.
Does she seem to be waking up at all?
Yeah, she's actually pretty with it. The longer she's been on Brun's back, her wounds are healing pretty well based on the experience that you had yesterday with the salve. You're pretty impressed.
And so before they break through the tree line, Skylar's just gonna try and like basically like wake her up, help her come to, and just be like, Naomi, I think you need to stay back here. I know you don't want. I know you're not gonna want to. Things are going on at camp, but I don't think you're in any shape to be able to go help.
What's going on at camp?
We're not sure yet. No need to panic at the moment.
Okay.
But if we can find a ruin for you to rest and hide, and we'll come back or signal you or get somebody to come grab you when things are calmer.
Okay. Those people again.
Yeah, the people again.
Okay. Sure. You're the doctor.
And if there's a nearby, one of the smaller nearby houses that seems to be standing pretty well, Skylar will kind of slide off Brune and help her get off and walk her very slowly inside.
It's not as together as the house you stayed in last night. That one was just like surprisingly intact. This one does have a wall missing, but you can kind of shut off some of the rooms. Even though the doors hang kind of strangely from their hinges, you can still kind of block off a protected space for her undercover.
Just kind of make it look undisturbed around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can we move out?
Sierra, maybe you should hop on Brun now. Give yourself a rest.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna climb onto Brun. Also, I'm gonna start like preheating my hands to like 345 degrees or something.
Okay, yeah. You're preheating your hands and just like holding them off of the reindeer, I'm supposing.
Yeah. So now I'm like riding side saddle with no hands.
Yeah.
It's
He'll
like a
bite you if you.
Yeah. This with this new little formation, the 5 of you now, or 6 if you count Brune, do break through the forest line, and you hear the sounds. You see the bright orange of flames.
We have to run past the river, don't we, to get back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Umako, while she's going to stop briefly after knowing that there's fire, and is going to start raising this water out of the river.
Okay. How much do you think you can have?
I don't know. I don't think she's ever done this before.
Great. Let's make a flame check for it then. We're gonna do a flames challenge of 3. But this is to accomplish taking like a large amount with you. So depending on how things go, we can negotiate. Unless you want to use rerolls and see if you can do this too. So, flames challenge of 3 to use this kind of magic.
Okay, and the only real talent I've got for it is can manipulate water and push it fluidly.
Yep.
No. There we go.
Okay, that is a really good stones challenge. Would you like to roll again?
Okie dokie.
Welcome to the academy. Please take your seats.
Ooh, nice.
6
Well,
to
actually,
5. Okay,
rounds.
re-roll the 6, see what we get.
2.
Okay, would you like to roll again, or would you like to leave it with that?
How many have I got? So, yeah, why not? Let's re-roll it one more time.
Okay.
Just roll the 6 again, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Sorry, I did mean to re-roll the whole
Oh, sorry.
thing.
That's...
That was not very clear of me.
Ooh.
Okay. Would you like to use another?
What will the 1 do? Can I drown myself? Is that actually...
Oh my god.
Like-
It'll hurt somehow.
Yeah. No, I'll keep the reroll. I think this would hurt. This is
Okay.
something I've not done before.
Okay, then I like this. You do manage to lift a great amount of water, like an impressive, like it looks like kind of a wall of water, but it's just it's so tremendous for you. It's more than you've ever done before, and you can feel just the muscles straining in your back with just the weight of this water that you're not actually physically lifting, but somehow it's physically affecting you to do it. Take a strike or a wound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's stood by this river, sort of trying to raise it up and move it almost just in any form of mass possible towards the village.
Okay, yeah. You have this water, and you start seeing more and more flames the closer that you get. It's kindling, burning. It's detritus, discarded leaves on the forest floor, a fallen branch. But as you get closer, you see that the trees are burning too.
I think if she... So can I see the village yet? Or...
Yes, you're getting closer, you can see there's like the small barbed wire fence that like runs around the edge of it. It's like a half fence, it's not huge. But you see that around the edge of the camp, and then you start to see inside the metal, the flashing of the flames against the metal like cabins.
I think Umiko will try and focus on wherever the fire is largest or where it can spread the most. Like if it's at the center and it can spread throughout, then that is where she's just going to move the water and just drop it, just let go and douse everything there.
Yeah, okay. There's definitely kind of like a center of there's actually one big tree in the middle, and it looks like the cabin has just, as the tree has burned, the cabin has just fallen from it, and that seems to be the place that the fire really came out of. And as you dump this water on it, it douses the flames, or at least the flames in that area, and you recognize the broken remains of Bastion's cabin. As you all reach the encampment and Umiko dumps this water, you can see the action, you can see the carnage. People that you just had breakfast with yesterday are dead on the ground. Some of them have pieces of metal attacked by these humans or machines. It's hard to tell because machines do still prowl around the camp. Two of the large cat-like creatures that you saw back in Mellowary still prowl the area, but you recognize a number of red-scarved people as well. You see the large, stocky, buff ranger that often went out on patrols. You encountered your first day here. Slumped against a tree, a large piece of metal protruding from his chest. You see, under the cabin that has fallen in the center of camp, legs. It's hard to tell if they belong to Bastion or not, but you can assume.
Oh, sorry, go on.
You see Magda across the way. She's actually fighting two of the mechs that still remain. And in a flash of light that just emanates from her like a sphere, crackling with power and sparks and energy, you see these two mechs stagger and stall and fall to their knees. Their metal components sparking as this orb expands from her and then disappears, and you see that she has several arrows already lodged in her back, and she falls to the ground unconscious. And yes, that was her signature move.
Emiko will turn to the others. This is like, we get people out.
Do we see anyone else we know still standing?
You don't actually see anyone recognizable standing currently. You see people you recognize dead, and you see these red scarves, but you don't see anyone else really who's not already gone.
They seem to feel like their work is done and are just sort of prowling.
It seems like it. Looting, prowling, maintaining their control of the camp, but just watching it burn around them. The mechs going down concerns them a bit, and it gathers their attention for a bit. And a couple of them have noticed this splash of water, but don't seem to think too much of it because they haven't really noticed that you are here yet. There are not several dozen here. It seems to be like the tail end of the group.
Are there still mechs left standing?
No, those were the last two.
Oh, I thought the big cat ones were still around, or was that
Magda
those?
took out the big cat ones.
Oh, bless.
No, yeah,
What a
she's
boss.
very good.
I love her. Okay. Is she like out in the open though, or was she sort of out of maybe not like direct line of sight of most of these red scarf people?
Yeah, their attention was kind of on the mech, so they do see her and see the machines go down, but because of that, they haven't paid much attention to the five of you yet. Alice, I know you said a minute ago something before I finished my very long narration. Is there still something you would like to?
It's just, did you say Madko passed out or died? Okay.
You can see several arrows lodged in her back, and actually Mare breaks from the four of you and just runs straight for her.
As that's happening, like the second I see Magda go down, and like that becomes clear to me what just happened, Sierra's gonna like dash, like sprint with whatever energy she has left towards. She's gonna get off Brund and then sprint towards the closest red scarf, shouting, "You little shits!"
God.
And she's gonna like wrap her hands around his head or her head or
Okay. Yeah. Let's call this. I don't even know what to call this. Let's call this a stones challenge to see if you can like get your hands on their head, or maybe this is a Gale's challenge. Golly gee.
I don't know. Either way, it's gonna hurt them. It's just how effective.
I know, exactly. Do we think this is dexterity based? Okay, I'm getting a nod from Kelly. Let's say this is a Gale's challenge of 2 to try. So all you really gotta do is touch them, whether you make it to their head or not. It's gonna hurt.
Let's see. So I'm using my warm body ability. That might actually be it. Yeah. I mean, so like, how do flaws work?
A flaw, yeah, okay. Interesting. A flaw would be if you wanted to like call on a flaw, I could offer you an enticement essentially where you would automatically fail this but get a benefit. It'd be like a +1 forward of sorts. You would get this challenge card, which technically the way an enticement work is that I would place a card face down and you would take that card. But for the sake of our game, you would essentially get to pass a Gale's challenge for free later.
Okay.
A Gale's challenge of 2.
So I have a flaw called pushing. I actually have 2 flaws that are both kind of, well, no. I have one that's super relevant. It's you get carried away easily in your aspirations. You're often tempted to push your own limits in pursuit of your goals. And I feel like right now, Sierra is like really tired from all the running. And she's kind of like, this is way bigger than she can handle fighting all these guys. So
I love this. And I love you using your own flaw against yourselves. I think that's great player behavior. Seriously. Yes, let's absolutely do it. You failed this challenge. But go ahead and mark down that you have a Gale's challenge to succeed on later. As you try and reach out for this person, and they see you coming, and just with this staff of metal, like rebar, just knock your hands out of the way, and you land on the ground, leaving these singeing black handprints behind as the grass burns beneath your fingers.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
Oh, if you're gonna yell at it, it totally takes a swing at you.
Yeah.
So real fast, just to see.
While this is happening, can Skylar and the other 3 have a couple of sentences?
Yeah, have a powwow while Sierra gets beat up by this.
This is the thing.
For
Emma
sure.
was seeing Sierra run and like see this thing. She'd stop running towards Sierra. Like, what the hell are you doing?
We like turn to talk to each other, and Sierra's bolting.
Somebody go get her. I'm gonna go check on Magda.
All right, be careful. I'm gonna.
Yeah, Emma's running after Sierra. Like,
Yeah.
stuff out.
You run after Sierra as this this rebar like lands hard against her shoulder, like the back of her shoulder as she's like on the ground, and it just like slams against her, and you run over What do you do? I will be right back. 2 seconds.
Emiko is going to do something very similar to what she did to the guy in the alley, and as she's running, is going to reach out and form this sort of water sphere around the person's head, the one that's over Sierra, and going to try and make him drown or pass out.
Okay, we're going to do the same.
Him if it means he stumbles back. Yeah.
Okay, then let's do a flames challenge like we did before, and we'll say this is a flames challenge of 2. And I'll trust you to... If that works.
Nice.
Yeah.
Emiko's mad now.
Yeah.
Not happy
Yeah,
about it.
so this works. This person starts to like sputter as they can't get a breath in this water around their head. It's a very effective move, Umiko.
She sort of twists her hand to make the water a little bit bigger. So even if they start trying to move it away, and like, Sierra, you okay? And they're trying to reach down and almost pick her up.
Sierra gets up and then shoves her hand into the bubble. And...
I still hold it. I'm like,
yeah.
The bubble like starts to boil pretty quickly.
I think at that shock, Umiko will actually drop because she was not expecting that.
You drop to hear this person screaming.
Put it back up! I don't want to hear it. No. Yeah, if anything, Umiko is in a little bit of fear of Sierra right now, like.
Yeah.
They're ruining everything. No, I'm just kidding.
I think you're okay.
Meanwhile, Skylar's tiny legs are like.
Yeah, I just want to try and give Skylar cover. If like anyone's watching or have noticed at this point, because we're not being stealthy, apparently.
And now that Mare has gone over to Magda as well, the attention of some of the remaining people, there are Fen, because you're looking, can you go ahead and give me just a perception check to see how many people red scarves remain in the camp?
And Skylar does actually have a knife. So I'm imagining she actually takes it out. She's trying very hard not to trip and stab herself with it.
Okay, yeah, don't trip and stab yourself. That's good. Oh, good.
I see real good.
Yeah, you see real good. There are 6 people, red scars, remaining in this clearing. The fire is crackling loudly around you, Skylar, as you
that's our ship name, Sierra.
As you get next to Mare and Magda, he's holding her very gently. She is very wounded.
And at this, Skylar's just gonna look at him and be like, I might be able to help her, but we can't do it here with the lack of the people and we need to get her away.
He looks up at you and his eyes are very glazed over, but he seems to nod and begins to get up as an arrow shoots out at the 3 of you.
I was watching.
Yeah, you see these figures start to converge on the 3 of them. The arrow misses. It lands in the grass next to you, but it is alight with flame as well. And if anything, it is a cue to move.
All right, there's 6 that I can see.
6 you can see.
Is that including the one that Umiko and Sierra are dealing with?
Yes.
Okay.
And Does it look, as Skylar looks up at where this arrow came from, does it look like a large number of people are coming towards the three of them?
Well, like, yes, there are a good
You want
number of
5?
people, but it's 5. It's only 5.
And
5 is a
They're
lot,
kind of-
though.
yeah,
5 is as many as there are of you.
and we're kind of in like an open field, right? There's like no cover or anything.
Well, most of your cover is burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or metal.
But we try and break line of sight with fire and smoke.
I think Skylar is gonna use her signature move
Okay.
because she had seen previously that she is inspired by how we got here in a portal of Dynama. And she wants to open one of these pools directly underneath the three of them and pop them up farther away.
Nice.
Okay.
So I can just imagine that they're all ducked down and she just like, and this hole basically pops up underneath
Oh
them.
my god.
Suck through. And then I like back maybe off towards the edge of the forest. The three of them pop back up.
I love this. I love
Are you
this
trying for
because-
out of sight or just to confuse?
Yeah. She wants to try and get like tree cover and get them away from all of the angry people throwing fiery arrows at them.
I love this so much. Okay, so you're gonna be able to do it. This is your signature move. I want to make that very clear. But I do want to roll for where you end up, and that will be a flames challenge of 4.
Oh, good.
Because you've seen this before, but this is something you have not ever replicated before. But you can absolutely get out of there. I want that to be very
Just see
sure.
how much control I have of where we land.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is so good.
So, I've studied the light. So I've studied the Dynama.
Okay.
I have a steady heart, so when we met with evil, death, and tragedy, I've steeled my heart. It's very closely related to moving courage, where I'm not easily frightened.
Okay.
So I imagine I'd have some modicum of control.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll allow it.
Could I also use my surround sound? That multitasking is easy for me because she's trying to like get them out and get them somewhere else.
I'm
might be
gonna
a-
say this is one task or
Okay.
else. Yeah.
So I think it's just gonna be 2 plus I'm a Flames character. So
Okay.
Right.
6.
that's all of them. That'd be
Yeah.
66 anyway. Oh boy. I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna
Okay.
bust a whole bunch of rerolls right here if necessary.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm down.
Nope,
to see
we're not
that.
taking that one.
Ouch!
Oh.
Hard pass.
You land in the middle of something.
Oh
Like,
no.
in the middle of something.
I think this is my last one. I think this is my last reroll.
Really?
Yeah, I used a lot last time. I've been burning through them.
I would gift you one if you need one.
Okay, guys. Ah, ah. Okay, I guess I'll take that. I mean, I failed having control, but I'm not dead.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. That's fair. Unless, do you want to take Julie's offer for
Sure, let's try one more time. Why not?
I'm just throwing that out there. You can.
Not any
Same.
better.
Okay. In that case, you do disappear. All three of you from this spot on the ground. Finn, you can watch this happen. And all three of you appear in this small space with crooked doors, and Naomi is sitting just across the way from you, looking very confused.
Too far! Oh no!
Finn, what are you doing?
I am booking it to like either zigzagging my way behind some like big burning thing just to break eyeline and maybe like lose them in the smoke. It's kind of darting from place to place, hopefully getting back towards Emiko and Sierra.
Okay, yeah. I think that you're able to approach them fairly easily because they didn't go too far. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for those cheery bits. Yeah, you dodge through these the burning wood and manage to make it over to the two of them. Who? What are y'all up to? You've almost taken this guy down. He's like holding his like hands near his face, which seems to be pretty badly burned. Does not seem to be able to see you.
Do we see any others coming, or do we see Fen weaving in between fire and stuff?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Let's see what the 6 does.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I can reroll the 6, can't I?
You can.
Oh.
It's still a success, so that's okay. Yeah, you see Finn coming towards you, and you, like, out of the corner of your eye, you see several of the other figures converging on the spot in the ground where you thought you saw Magda earlier. She's not there anymore.
She's not. They're not looking at us, or are they?
No.
Okay.
As I'm like running over here, can I try and bring them with me? Or at least like, come on this way, and just like try and get us to duck behind some spot where at least we can sort of regroup and think for a hot second.
Yeah.
Since this person doesn't seem to be able to see.
I sort of notice Fen while gesturing. I'm like, Sierra, we need to go now, and I'm just gonna take my foot and push this guy over. Who's facing and grab Sierra and start running towards Fen, or in the direction Fen is going.
Oh, it pushes them over for sure. They just kind of like look like they're floundering. They still don't seem to be able to see, and they don't want to touch their face. So they just like kind of curl up in a fetal position once they're on the ground.
Why are we running? We should be fighting.
Because there's 6 of them and 3 of us. Our friends are safe.
Where is Skylar?
She went somewhere. She did the portal thing again and she went somewhere. But she took Magda and Mari and they're somewhere else. I hope safe. Away from here.
We need to regroup. Just even if it's just us 3, just get out of sight and work out what the hell we're going to do.
I mean, whatever we do, I don't suggest running out there and just taking wild swings at them.
But that's what you're so good at, Fen. You're so...
Yeah, when I know how the tactics of the situation are going to work out and not just like...
Everything will be just fine.
You call this fine!
Okay, we're going to keep moving. And Obako's just shoving them both as they run. We can argue when we're out of sight.
Yeah. The further you go, you realize that the fire is spreading. It is much farther out than it was when you first arrived at this at the camp, like when you came back in. And Umiko, you feel the water pouch at your hip kind of like jostle around a little bit.
And she sort of reaches around and opens the pouch, like, "You all right, little buddy?" Like, she sort of just checks to make sure his water's all topped up.
And it blinks up at you, and you can see kind of like the flames reflected in its eyes as you start feeling the air like coalesce around you into this wall of water far more massive than the one
Just
that
like,
you had before. And you hear a slight ribbing. And this wall just crashes over the trees and over the cabins and washes these flames away. A couple of trees are still kind of sputtering smoke and sparks, but they are now very damp as this wall of water, as far as you can see and farther than you can see, just pushes through the forest, extinguishing the fire as it goes.
And she's holding this little sack, like, "You're a very good support frog, you know that, don't you?" Like, just sort of like gives it a little like pat with her finger and fills up the bag with a little bit more water again. Like, "Thank you," and puts it back.
It
I'm
blinks
like
at
staring at
you.
this frog, like, what the hell?
A frog's not supposed to do that.
No! Oh, it's not.
It's just like, it's a good frog.
A real good frog.
Are you sure you didn't do that, Umiko?
I did not do that. I've never done anything like that in my life. You're a special kind of frog. Still keep going. That sort of keeps moving you slow.
You know, we'll have to talk about incorporating that into my act, perhaps. But we'll, for now, we run.
Where are y'all running to?
Cover.
Yeah, like tree cover.
Okay. Yeah, once you kind of get out of these flames, and I mean, once
There's a lot of steam
out,
now too.
That helps, yeah. The steam definitely helps. You're away enough to catch your breath and regroup and think.
There are people out there right now that could be dying as we speak. I am still in disbelief, quite honestly, that none of you are ready to fight.
Everyone is dead.
Well, that's a very pessimistic attitude, Umiko.
This is pessimistic, and she sort of looks back and like gestures to the bodies and the stuff under the. Well, actually, can we see more now that it's been doused?
It's tricky because of the steam and where y'all are located. So I would say no, not right now.
Okay. We need to figure out how many of them there are, where they are, before we even think of being attacked. Otherwise, we're going to end up like them.
How much? So from my vision, like, I was able to discern that they were heading in the direction of the camp. Does that mean that I could also kind of discern the direction that they were from that vision? At least vaguely.
Yes. Yeah, I think you can.
Mhm.
And you know, honestly, they weren't all that far from where you were. You can tell just like from the vision, because when they set out to the city, you can see where the tall buildings are located in the distance, where you faced the bird-like mechs just yesterday. And so judging by that, and judging by, you know, that the teens went to go look for this, like, their gathering spot, and it's not far from where they were found. It's along that area of the decay.
Listen, I know it's been a journey, but we have to head back to the decay. That's where they're based. I saw it.
You want to attack them at their base. Okay. And
Well, unless you have a better idea.
No,
I mean-
you're definitely the idealist person here. And she
Yeah,
whistles.
just a second ago you were gung-ho about like killing the ones that were here, and now we're going elsewhere.
As long as they die.
Okay.
Skylar. You appear in this home, this decrepit home. Naomi is staring at you, and her eyes only get wider as she sees Magda. Blood pouring down her back, these arrows protruding out of her, and she just like scrambles a bit towards you. What happened? What happened?
I don't have time for this right now. I am tired. This was not part of the plan, and I need to take care of her. Mare, will you talk to Naomi? I need
Skylar,
Quiet!
what happened at the camp?
nothing good. The people with the bandage people attacked, and it's not pretty, and it's not good, and it's not okay, and people are not okay, and I have to help Magda. And then I have to get back to my friends because they're there by themselves.
Okay. And Mare is just like completely stone-faced, eyes glazed, but he looks to you. What do you need me to do? Anything?
I don't know yet. Keep an eye out outside. I'm gonna see if I can stabilize her enough so that you guys can take care of her, and I can see what I can do.
You want me to leave?
No, just make sure nobody else shows up. I don't know where those people came from. We don't want to. We have just don't want them popping up on us.
You can see like this conflict on his face, having just promised to do anything, but you're like asking him to leave his sister's side, and there's like this little like war of emotions before he just kind of like nods, swallows.
And Skylar will like grab his like hand and be like, I can't help her if I'm worried about my back. So I need you to have my back. Okay?
I have your back.
Okay. Now let me see what I can do to help her.
He goes to stand by the wall, close enough that he can still like look back and see what's going on, but far enough to get a view of your surroundings.
And she's gonna see if there's anything she can do for Magda, or if this is just too late.
Okay. I'm going to roll to see. Okay. She's hanging on. She is very wounded. But though she seems on the brink of death, she has not passed that gate yet.
Okay. So Skylar's goal here is she knows she's not going to get her back on her feet. She wants to get her stable enough that Naomi can take over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing I'm doing my
Flames challenge
yeah.
of 4.
Oh boy. Okay. I've studied anatomy to treat illness.
Okay.
I do have my herb sack, and I can use them.
Okay.
And I also think that because she's got these giant. Oh, it's a flames challenge, so that's already my 6.
Okay.
Because I have the +1 for flames. So. And I don't have any rerolls left.
Nope. Oh. Oh. It is very close. You're able to get some of the arrows out, and it seems to be, and thank you so much for that signature move, because you don't know how it'll work right now. You see, as soon as you get a few of these arrows out, you can tell that if you remove the next one, it's amazing it didn't already hit something vital, but you're certain it would if you remove it.
Okay. So, Skylar right now this is one of the toughest moments she's ever been in, because she has her friends that she wants to get back to. She has all these other people, but she promised their Za that she would watch them. And she's tired already, and so she has to give this everything she's got. And Wild, I am going to use that signature move again that you just donated to try and save her. And I think
I'm gonna make this a little bit more complicated for you. As you have this realization, Naomi looks up at you again. She'd been silent for a few moments, and she says, Skylar? Where's Shyla?
I don't know. I don't know. But all I can do is deal with the problem that's in front of me right now. I think I can save her. And that means I'm not saving Shyla, but I don't know if there's a Shyla to save right now.
Naomi just blinks and kind of pulls into herself, and you hear Mare make a weird strangled sound from a few feet away. What are you going to do?
And Skylar's going to save Magda.
What does this look like? How do you do this?
So Skylar has over time, especially over the last, goodness gracious, 10 days, she has been using her ability to kind of see inside the body so much that she has gotten so much knowledge about how anatomy works that she is going to not only look inside, but she's going to use that new knowledge to stitch it together, to stitch things together around the arrow enough to pull it out. But I think this actually, to the outsider, looks like she's almost actually using her stitching skills in the air. But it's knitting the veins back together enough to stabilize hers to crack the arrow and pull it out.
Okay.
And so as she pulls the arrow out, it's almost stitching back together as it goes behind it.
All right. I am going to have you roll a Flames challenge of 3. Again, this is not to see whether you succeed, but rather to see how well you succeed. Because you're using your signature move, this will have a powerful and positive effect, but I need to see exactly what it means.
So for this, should I? So it's a flames challenge, so I can use the fact that I'm a flames character, and then can I also use my studying anatomy?
Absolutely.
And then with steady heart work here, it's that I can keep my composure even when faced with tragedy. And so the news of thinking about Shyla would be that need to stay composed.
I will allow that. Yes. Okay. This is pulling at your mind in a way you have never felt before. You have a splitting headache, but you're working through it. You are trying so hard to pull these threads together. This is not something you have ever had the natural ability to do. And it is a stretch of your power, especially following so shortly your last signature move. You are already exhausted, and this just pushes your limits even further. But you're able to hold it just long enough to pull this arrow out. But Skylar, you pass out. Finn, Umiko, Sierra.
I'm surprised Skylar hasn't caught up by now.
I have no idea where she went. Just kind of disappeared.
Don't know what state Matt was in. Knowing
She
Skylar
did.
should help her first.
You hear a rustling in the bushes next to you.
Is it ruined?
I was like, Run! Is that you?
Do you say that?
I actually think Emiko might say that. Hang on, how big is the bush? Like,
It's a decently sized bush.
yeah, she would be looking at you like, Run? That's you?
And you hear, oh, thank God. And Jaden slides out of the bush.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, how many other are you over here?
What?
Is it just you?
Yeah.
What happened to everyone else?
Well, a lot of them are dead. Others ran, scattered. I don't know where they ended up or if they got out. I don't know. Some of those people went after them. I got away and I grew this bush.
Was smart. That was a smart move.
Thanks.
Try and be his like comforting hand on his shoulder, like as pretty much as soon as he said, like, yeah, lots of them are dead.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh god, okay.
Was there anyone else that survived? Did you see anyone at all?
A few of the patrols people were still fighting when I got away. Magda was there. She was still doing fine. She took an arrow like a champ. I thought I saw the merchant come through, but I'm not actually sure. I'm sorry. That's all I.
You don't
Sorry.
need to be sorry. It's fine.
It's just, it was all happening so fast, and I didn't process it very well.
I think you processed it fine. Now you stay with us.
Oh, okay.
It does mean leaving your bush.
You sure?
I mean, I can grow another bush.
I know.
I mean, if we're going to take down these people, I don't want to put more people in danger that we know, and
Absolutely not. We cannot have a child with us as we take down this horde.
I'm not a child, I'm a teenager.
you're super capable, but you see what happened to literally everyone else in this game.
Listen, Jaden, you seem like a very smart kid. What you did was incredibly smart. You kept yourself safe. Now it's time to let the adults take the reins.
You're going? You're leaving?
I think that would be the best plan. Personally.
Thinking of hitting them where it hurts.
What about the camp?
You need to leave the camp.
What if my friends are okay?
Then I will go find them. And I will send them after you.
I'll go find them. And
No.
he starts marching back towards
Yeah,
them.
Umako grabs him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally arm round his like shoulders.
Hey, let me go. My friends are that way. They could still be alive. Just let me go.
They could be, which is why I'm going to go find them and you're going to leave the village. They need somewhere to go, and somewhere is where you're going to go.
He wrestles out of your arm and just... You're walking the wrong direction. And then he starts walking back to the camp. But like riding, actually. It's that purposeful, like, half stomp, except it's woodland, so it doesn't actually have an impact.
As he goes there, I'll shout to him, "If you go there, you will die." And I'm also going to be using a talent that people believe what I state as fact.
Okay, let's make this a Brooks challenge of 2 then.
So it'd be 4 because I'm Brooks. And would the ability count as an extra die, or is that just kind of like the baseline?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
say it counts as an extra die.
Yeah, I'll just go with that. 5d6. Okay.
Very strong.
Yeah, not exactly what I'm looking for. What's the number? 2. Yeah, that's cerca pero no cigar. Okay, no, English stream. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
Wow.
Ouch. Wanna use
Yikes.
another?
I'm gonna use another reroll.
That one hurt.
Oh no. Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna use
You've still got a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna use another reroll.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2 successes. See if that's 6.
Hmm.
No, not quite.
Well, I'm gonna go with that roll.
That's okay, because I think I only made it a challenge of 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is a success still. You... He stops. He crosses his arms, and he slowly turns to look at you.
And I'm going like this, like I'm just like, come here, like I'm treating him like a child. My hand's on my hip.
You're making it worse.
Here now, I'm point to the ground.
No.
I'm gonna walk over to him and just like kind of kneel next to him and just like, please, just trust us one more time. I don't want to see you get hurt again.
Umiko will walk over as well and put a hand on his shoulder and be like, if I go and look for them, will you go?
I can help. I can do things. You know I can do things.
I know you can do things, but if something goes wrong, then there's got to be someone who can do things. That someone needs to be you. We all go in there and something goes wrong, then all those who can do things are dead. And don't scowl, it looks odd on you.
That just makes him scowl more.
Yeah, she just sort of glares at him.
He's glaring back.
Yeah.
He's hit full teenage boy Jaden.
And she'll like tighten that grip on his shoulder. I like you, Jaden. But you go on your own, or I tie you to Brun and I will tell him to go as far away and fast as possible.
That's not fair.
I know. Life isn't. And I whistle for Brun one more time. Just to give him a bit of a... The more you scowl, the faster Brun will ride.
You just see him shrug your hand off, but he slouches his shoulders and starts to walk towards and past Sierra.
I almost thought we were gonna have to give you a timeout.
At that, he makes a break for it. He loops around and starts running back towards the camp.
And Umiko looks over at Sierra like...
We're all just started like looking.
and Umiko will sprint after him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys act like I'm the soft one.
Bug just landed in my teeth.
No.
Oh no.
So I'm very sad about that. We'll be okay. I'll survive. I'll probably go make more tea in a minute. Yeah, so he's just, dang, that was a dex check.
Yeah. It's
So-
super effective.
So good. He is running for it, just like totally hauling butt back towards the camp, leaving the 3 of you behind.
Yeah, Umiko's running after him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, no kidding. He's a Brooks character, but you know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he just is running. He is leaving you behind, Umiko, but you can try and roll a Gale's challenge to catch up with him. Gale's challenge of 3.
Can I try as well?
Yeah, if you want to.
We used to know as a child. I don't have anything to add to that. Ooh!
Okay, that's close. Do you want to reroll that 6 to see what you get?
Nice!
Okay, yeah. You are able to catch up to him and keep pace with him. What do you do with that?
I'm gonna try and make it clear to him that I'm not running after him, I'm running with him.
He looks at you and
Just
says,
like,
"Stop me."
it's not that I don't want you, I just value you as a friend and don't want to see any of you get hurt. But if you're gonna get into the thick of it, I guess I will too.
Okay. And,
So you know there's 5 of them over there.
yeah,
Left.
bring it. Skylar. You have passed out, and after a few moments, you hear Mare's voice. It's cloudy and distant and feels so far away. Skylar.
Yeah.
Skylar, are you okay?
Well, just 5 more minutes, Mom.
I'm not Mom, I'm Mare.
Well, wait.
What?
Sorry, I'm... Oh, hi, Mare. Sorry. I'm okay. I'm just tired.
You overdid it again.
Yeah.
This happens every time you do something like that?
How long was I? It always makes me really tired, but this is new, but I think the back-to-back was a lot.
Yeah.
How is she doing? And Skylar will kind of jolt up and look to Magda to see if she's stable.
She does not look great. And Mare just looks down away from you and just... You did what you could, and I appreciate it.
I mean, I don't think she's in.
Cat, you are too late. The bug already flew into my teeth.
That cat failed the initiative check. And she's like, I know, I tried. She was really bad. I wish Zira had been here. She might have been able to help. We should... I think you guys, well, I can't ask you to come with me, but I need to go find everyone else. And I think while she's not great, I think Naomi, and she'll turn to Naomi, I think if I leave you with my stuff, maybe you can try and keep her stable?
Naomi nods. I know I'm not as well versed as you, but I know some about herbs. I could try.
Hey, you were able to bring me everything I needed before. If that's all the knowledge you need, you're just as good at this as anybody.
I can do my best. I'm not, at my best, but I can try. Magda is like sweaty and pale, and her hair is already kind of matted around her face just with sweat, and she's breathing, but it's very jagged.
I think Skylar would try and like mix up something to help her.
Okay.
Would look around for things to make her comfortable in this house before she left.
So maybe like a flames challenge of 2, just to cover all of that.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my medical knowledge and the herbs, my herb knowledge.
Okay.
Because she does not have any more magical oomph left. I'm gonna reroll that because I have some rerolls now.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. So with that, you are able to kind of come up with just it's a salve, it's a pain reliever, and then you are able to just find a few things to kind of like prop her up on. You don't lay her on her back since that's where she's most wounded, but you're able to kind of like get her to where you think she might be, well, as comfortable as you can get in an incomplete, broken down house.
She's like, okay, Naomi, so I mixed this up. If you just apply it every time she rubs it off or sweats it off, apply it again. It should help with the pain and the heat. If you guys get the chance to try and find some water and just try and get her to cool off, and keep everything as clean as possible. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna try and find the squad, and we'll come back. It's gonna be okay. You can do this.
Okay, I can do this. I hope you find Shyla.
I hope I find your brother too.
And Mare kind of started pacing while you were setting up Magda, and comes over to you when you've kind of stepped away from Naomi. Skylar, I don't know if I can leave her like this.
I mean, as much it would be nice for you to keep having my back. I mean, you're not any good to anybody if your head and your heart are all here. I can't make you come with. I can say that all you can do here is worry.
I don't. I need... She's my sister.
I know. And I would stay here with her and give her everything I had, but I have to go find my sister.
I understand. I understand. I'm staying for my sister, so...
Looks like we got a new friend.
It's not that I don't want to go with you, it's just... Well, I know you'll give it all you've got wherever you go, so... Give him hell, okay?
I'm sure Sierra's handling that fine already. She kind of tries to like comfort him, putting a hand on his shoulder. She says, "We'll be back, okay?
Okay. And
Just keep them safe."
he goes and positions himself near as Magda as he can get. He just kind of reaches for her hand, which is just lying out, fingers splayed limply, and he just laces them together and holds her hand tight as you exit the building. I'm gonna take a quick break so I can go make more tea without a bug in it. But if y'all want to stick around and chat or take a quick break yourselves, I'm also just, wow, this is tense roleplay, yeah?
Just a quick hi to the raiders that have just.
Oh, hi, Raiders, welcome. We're playing Weave, and thank you so much for all those signature moves. This is so good.
Holy moly.
Wow, go figure. Okay. I will be right back.
Yeah, so who do we reckon's actually going to survive after all of this?
Oh,
I
I'm
have
afraid
another-
that I doom Jaden.
With the donation from Mirrors, I still have another signature move.
I've got 2 now.
I've got
But
3.
I wonder if
Yeah.
using it.
But no way to use them.
No, I have. I
You
have,
have 2.
I have 2 or 3. I can't remember because I've never used
You
it.
should have 3 because
I
we
think I
both
had
had 2
3,
last
yeah.
time.
I've
And
got
now we have
3.
1 more.
Never used them, but again, can't use it yet. So.
Hopefully, you'll get a chance in a minute.
Well, if
So-
anyone dies, I got you. I got
Okay if you die, because I got you.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if I try to use another signature move again anytime soon. I would almost encourage Renee to see if it kills Skylar.
just like throw everything at
But
us.
If
Yeah.
it does, Sierra's got you. It's fine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I don't want to owe her anything else.
That's fair.
Can you imagine having a life debt to Sierra?
Never hit the end.
Yeah, you would. That's a life sentence. That's a,
I'd be replacing your assistant.
yeah, pretty
Aw.
much. Yeah, especially if it's because you wronged her in some way. Because let me tell you, she has a flaw. She has a flaw related to grudges. So
Sorry, I've just
Oh,
seen.
boy.
you don't want Sierra to have a grudge.
I've just seen Scrat's comment in chat. Fenico's special move should be them building a house.
Oh yeah.
It's like super
Oh.
building.
To a montage.
That would be amazing.
With our new son, apparently.
Yeah, with
Yeah, you're adopting Jaden, a nice blended family. I support this.
Yeah, don't make me bring Brun in here. Like, it's-
We're not that much older than him.
I can't look after myself.
Sweaty.
I can't
You're
look after
sweaty.
myself, let alone look after another child.
With oh man, how would Sierra feel being like grandma?
Oh, Sierra has strong feelings about being a parent.
She would just add him to the squad. There wouldn't be any.
Oh God, I don't even know. No, Sierra would not have it. Like, no, Sierra wouldn't stick around with a kid.
No.
That's not an option. That is not an option. But
Well-
if Fenico gets a signature move, then Sierra gets a signature move too. And what would ours be like? Start opening a hospital or something?
I was gonna say just like squad goals as you open like a healthcare center.
Yeah.
I see it now. I see like Skylar and Sierra opening like this healthcare center, but like Sierra runs the like day spa and the gift shop half or something where she does like readings on people and helps them relax and have a good time, baby. Like,
Listen, in case you haven't noticed yet, there's a side to Sierra that is aggressive AF.
I'm going to it was what I can't even remember what film.
She can handle
I like
Yeah, there we
Huh.
go. Scrat. So scary signature move. Awkward arguing in presence of enemies until they are stunned. I'm
That
just glad
actually
we got to see
sounds
the
realistic.
signature move.
us screaming at each other break somebody's eardrums or something.
Wait, yeah, no. Support frog signature move though was like
I want to
amazing.
know what Bryn's is now because
Saiyan
Bryn has
frog.
one.
Oh, bless.
Bryn's been given one, so I don't know what that's gonna be. But
I'm imagining him doing like the Patronus thing in
Yes.
the Prisoner of Azkaban, where he just like glows and like tramples things.
yeah, it starts to grow. Oh,
Becomes like
oh that's very Ghibli.
giant.
That's very like Princess Mononoke like level.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And we can all ride on the back of Brune into the sunset.
Oh my gosh.
That should be the final scene of the show.
Wait. Brun's signature move is that he turns into like elongates so we can all ride
Have
him.
you just made him into a cat bus?
He turns into like cat bus or something.
Oh my god.
A Ghibli broom.
Yeah. He's elongate so we can all ride him at the same time. Like, and then turning
I was
corner.
gonna say, I feel like I need to like write this down and draw it or something. Once I can find my tablet pen again, because my cat is a.
Oh, someone's got tea. I hope she spills the tea all over us in like the best way possible.
Hi. I'm back.
Hi.
We were discussing the frog signature move and how we can't wait to see Brun's and that we think it should be so that he can stretch so we can all fit on him.
Oh, that would be fascinating. I'm not sure if I
And
wrote
terrifying.
a card for that.
For his extra legs, he becomes like the like
Center. Like a oh no.
The stuff of horrors.
How about he just like copies himself so we just have a regular again?
He just
Maybe.
has, like, a bunch running with him. That'd be really cool, actually.
A herd of Brunes.
Okay.
I'm back. And I did not spill my tea, but I did fill it up a little much.
Oh.
So,
So
Finn,
when Skylar leaves, she wants to try and find a walking stick, by the way, because she's gonna not be moving very quickly.
okay, yeah, I feel like that's fair and that's doable. But Finn and Jaden, you arrive back at the edge of the encampment. It doesn't take long, just a few seconds running full speed. You hadn't made it far. And you see the same 5 people, well 6, but they're still on the ground in fetal position. Do not look happy. There's one person like at their side leaning down, but they don't spend very long checking on them. And you can see the encampment is mostly just smoking now and steaming, but the fire seems to be out completely. Apparently courtesy of the support frog. And Jaden stops around the edge before all 5 can see him and says, okay, what do we do?
Well, I would suggest if we're gonna attack them, do it from a stealthy and advantageous is the word that I want to use, but I don't know if Fen knows that word. I don't know, tactical. Something like that, to that effect. I'd
Smart.
rather not see us first.
Okay.
They don't seem to see us yet. I think if we could split them up, that would make it easier for our friends who are coming to help.
Speaking of, Umiko pulls up not just a few seconds behind y'all.
Mm-mm.
She's just like, whew, your turn first. Okay.
And I'm like crouching and like as we're
Yeah,
having this conversation, just like to not be super conspicuous.
And she's like, oh. Just like, down. What are we doing?
We're considering how to approach this.
Well,
Thinking of splitting them up.
that's good.
I could be a distraction.
I think you
Do
should
you
stay
have
with
arrows?
Ben.
What do you plan to fight with?
Trees mostly.
Can you grow a lot of vines out of the ground and maybe trap them?
Possibly.
If
never-
I
You can't
distract,
have enough.
if I distract some of them and get them to chase me, can you divide them with vines, like a wall?
Yeah, probably. I've never tried anything that big before, but I could try. I grew a bush.
You did.
It's a good bush.
Good bush.
Would you like?
Plus.
Good, Mare.
He's not scowling for the first time.
If you, I think you can do it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Just be careful. They can fire arrows with fire on them.
Yes. Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Umiko sort of, you can see her sort of where her arms have been burnt and stuff. She starts stretching them out a little bit, as almost if they still feel a bit. Is it? Okay, I'm going to go and distract, and she sprints off to the left side of them, and
Okay.
she's going to be really annoying. She's going to sit there, and from the air, she's going to draw water and flick it at them. Just...
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah. The 5 look up at you and quickly scan around. Don't seem to see anyone else with you and just charge at you.
She's like, yep, that's it. Any minute now, and just starts running.
If she's
And-
running past, can I try and be setting up to try and trip them as they run by? Or swipe at someone as they're
Yes,
running
how
by?
would you do that? Like, just stick your leg out, or like?
Yeah, like from where I'm crouching. Well, actually, no, I think I would probably more try and like grab at them, like almost like tackle from one side, but just like from cover. At least one person.
Okay.
If they're running
yeah.
in a group, hey, try and just like bowl them over.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a stones challenge. Next to you, still undercover, Jaden takes a deep breath.
Got this.
He's very concentrating. You can see it in his face. His eyes are closed and his just very intense.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything I can add to this. Tell me if this works. There's the talent called Down to the Wire that's about quick reflexes and quick wit. Being that it's like, it's preparing a plan and carrying it out like quickly and under pressure because this is all happening pretty quickly. Do you think
Okay.
that would work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I think that's the only thing I can really add, but
I'm
It's
down
fun.
with it.
so it's still a stones challenge.
Yes.
So that's 5 total. Yes. I'm
Okay.
gonna re-roll it.
Okay. Yeah. You can do that.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay, that's a bummer one.
Yeah, I will try again. That's
Okay.
better.
Better. Yes, way better. Actually, like so much better.
Yeah, so way better.
You pull this off.
Nice.
Absolutely easy. You just completely like tackle this one person to the ground out of this like herd of 5. Now down to 4, chasing Umiko. And you see Jaden take another deep breath as these vines launch out of the ground, wrapping around each of the ankles of these other people pursuing Umiko and pulling tight suddenly, all of them being knocked off their feet, falling to the ground, and Jaden stands up. His eyes are open now, and he is intensely concentrated as more vines are pulled out of the ground and surround these people, just wrapping them in greenery. And he looks stunned by his own signature move, but also pretty proud of himself.
We're gonna look up from where I'm like on top of a person, just like, see, you could do it, you could do it.
I did it!
You did it! I'm gonna punch this person that I tackled. You did it!
Okay, yeah, punch him. And Sierra, did you follow them?
No, Sierra was like fed up with that kid. So she was like, "Oh, well, if you're not gonna help me, then I'm sure I'm sure Skylar will." And she'll head out to find Skylar, wherever she might be.
Okay, so Sierra is stubbornly marching on. But Umiko, Fen, Umiko, you don't have to run anymore. You kind of look like glance over your shoulder, and they're all just like completely.
Yeah, she literally
Not
stops,
flat.
hands on hips, like, huh. So are they divided now, or are they actually grabbed by these vines?
Grabbed by these vines.
Oh, okay. Then she'll walk over with her staff and crack them around the head with it.
Yeah, okay. Just all of them just pass out pretty easily. You get the sense that they're not made of the strongest stuff. Possibly due to how they've been affected by the decay. Hard to say, but you crack them over their skulls and they just stop responding. And Jaden kind of steps out from the trees and he's just like, his chest is puffed up a little bit. He's like, "Did you see what I did?"
I did.
High five.
I was literally about to go.
I didn't even know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that.
Seems to be a day for that. We're all doing crazy
That was
crap.
really cool.
I'm so proud of you and the frog.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
don't
frog
worry.
put out this whole fire.
Whoa, a frog. That's really cool.
All right, let's see if anyone's alive.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jaden's face gets more serious, and he starts to go around to the different cabins. Some of them that were in the trees in the first place have fallen down and are completely broken. There are plenty of broken, wounded, and dead bodies in varying places around the camp. Fen, where are you looking for survivors?
I'm trying to see if there's anyone who was trapped under like rubble who might still be alive, or hiding behind stuff, like with the smoke. And not really that positive about this, but is looking anyway.
Yeah, okay, so you are able to kind of peel back some of the metal debris that has fallen from the trees. It's hot to the touch, but you have a metal arm,
I
which
do.
very much helps with like managing that. It's easier to just like tear it off with one arm. And in the first few cabins you don't find anybody, but in the third or fourth one you check, you find actually one of the teenagers. and they are not really responsive, but they are breathing for sure.
Alright. Well, I'll bring them out very gently.
Yeah, their arm is turned really weird, but
yeah.
Other than that, so you can kind of be cautious of that. But
Skylar has advised me on the ways of moving injured people in the last few days, week, and I kind of call over to Jaden and found one of your friends.
He comes running over and just, oh my God, Taylor, are they okay?
I mean, I'm not an expert, but they're breathing, and this arm looks pretty rough, but if that's the only thing and it's the smoke that got to him, then I think the fresh air will be enough.
It's just broken. That can be fixed. Okay. Maybe there are more.
Yeah, it's... we organize a spot to like put anyone that we might find who's like out of any kind of like heat or steam or anything that's remaining, just like on out of
Umiko, what are you doing?
Umiko, I think, would have gone in the opposite direction so that they could have covered more ground, and same as looking for anyone at all.
Yeah. You see someone who is completely passed out, slumped against a tree, but as you pass them by, they groan.
She sort of kneels down quickly. It's like, okay, and just checks them over.
You have never interacted with this person, but you saw her around town some. She kind of had like a little clothing shop, and she groans and kind of opens her eyes a crack as you lean down.
Okay, you're going to be okay. And she'll scoop her up. As long as there's nothing like too broken, being very aware of what's...
Yeah, she seems to have some bad burns, but other than that, like, she's okay. And she does cry out a bit as you lift her and move her, but she seems lucid, she seems okay.
As I hold her, if I see these burns, I start to generate more and more water as on the places where I actually hold on to this person.
Yeah, you're able to bring her over as well. Skylar, did you make way for the encampment?
Yeah, I think that's the last time she saw anybody, so.
Okay, about halfway there, you run into Sierra, who is marching your direction.
Oh goodness, hi.
They're all idiots, I say. They're ridiculous. I'm so frustrated, Skylar. Let me tell you. That stupid kid. I don't even remember his name. It's Jesse? I think Jesse.
Jaden?
Yes, that's the one. that he was hiding in a bush, and great bush, great idea. And all of a sudden, he decides he wants to go march off into the middle of a fight, expecting us to go save him. Ugh, ridiculous.
Wait,
So
what?
Well, don't worry, Fen and Umiko went after him. I'm sure they're fine. But
And you just decided to wander around in the woods by yourself because that's a good idea with all these people wandering around?
oh, I'm not afraid of them. But I was looking for you so we could go and get their base. I know where their base is.
I'm not gonna go attack their base by the two of us.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Everyone-
Ben's the one that knows about all the mechs, and I thought we made like a squad agreement.
I just feel like all of you are being very passive when we're actively being attacked by this cult.
Sierra.
This is the time for action, not
Yeah.
sitting around.
I promise I will encourage everyone to go after the base. It is really, really awesome that you know where the base is. But maybe we should make sure that our friends aren't dying and that my sister is somewhere.
Oh, right, your sister was here.
Yeah, and we haven't seen her, and I would like to go find her and make sure she's not dead.
Valid. So, shall we look? And she'll kind of like gesture, like you first, like towards like the destruction.
And Skylar will take her walking stick and hobble along, kind of. She's tired, and she's like, by the way, Mare is fine, and Magda to be determined, in case you care.
Oh, I did care. But when someone is actively attacking us, I go into defense mode, and that's kind of takes priority. But I'm glad they're okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay is kind of a strong positive word choice. Alive might be a better description.
Alive is okay in my book.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
Ben and Umiko went with Jaden back to camp?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
So what shoes was your sister wearing? I just noticed there were lots of legs in the and that might be an easy way to identify her.
I don't know what shoes she was wearing. I don't even. It's a new day. We were out in the woods all night.
Oh, the shoes are always the first thing I notice about a person. You can learn a lot about what kind of person someone is.
Well, you've met my sister. What shoes was she wearing?
The last time I saw her, she was wearing. They were dirty, fuzzy shoes. Like must have been made of some kind of hide. They weren't very nice. I much prefer old world shoes. I'm wearing Oxfords. Like they don't match the outfit at all. Like, but she doesn't know how old world fashion works. So
Right. So she creates a fashion statement.
like she's wearing like this fancy gown and like
Fen, you lift another cabin. The pieces of metal come apart pretty easily once they've been knocked loose from a tree. It's not very stable anymore. It's taken quite a blow. And you recognize Shyla's body inside. And then you hear somewhat raised voices of Skylar and Sierra arriving in the clearing.
I think Fen just kind of steps back at hearing them come, and well, first to clarify for me, is she looking in any way alive?
Not very.
Well, then, yeah, I will step back and just kind of wait for them to get here. Just with a very, like, grim look.
And I think when Skylar enters the camp at first, they can just hear Skylar and Sierra on their usual bullshit.
Something about shoes is said very loudly. Oh my god, shoes.
And then you'll see Skylar with a walking stick kind of moving slowly. And can Skylar see them? Are they
Probably, yeah. They're standing kind of intending to be visible. And just
and everybody else is there's none of the bad guys left.
now they're out, and I think Jaden and Imiko are kind of scattered looking for people.
Yeah, Jaden does look up when you come in and says, "Oh, hey, Skylar! Maybe you could help some of the injured we found. There are survivors."
Really? Who? Have you seen my sister?
No, not yet, sorry. He calls over from the other side of the clearing.
Skylar.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Wait, why? You got rid of all the bad guys, and I think Magda might end up being okay.
I just kind of turn around and indicate this fallen building that I don't think, like, they opened up enough of like an area to reach in there, but didn't like clear out a ton of space. And I think we get a pretty decent view.
And I think for a moment Skylar is in shock, and she's looking between the building and Fen. And then she breaks into as much of a run as she can manage and falls onto the ground on her knees next to her sister. Sierra, you have to wake up. You gotta wake up now, okay? You gotta...
I mean, this building collapsed when they attacked. I don't think I can help.
You've saved everybody else!
Skylar, I can only do so much. The Dynama has its limits. And you know that better than anyone.
You brought Fen back and they were covered in burnt. They were blown up.
I'm sorry, Skylar. It's not my fault. Be angry at the ones who did this to her. The ones with the red scarves. I'll help you kill them.
You're just trying to get me to support your plan to go wandering off into the woods and start killing people, and give me a minute.
Sierra will walk out of the room.
And it's just like just outside, and kind of kicking their feet.
I think Umiko finally walks up, and she doesn't know what's happening. She's like, "Everyone okay?"
We found Skylar's sister.
Not good, I'm guessing. Looking at both Fen and Sierra. I'll be back in a second. And she'll duck in.
And you see Skylar collapsed onto her knees, I think with her sister's head maybe in her lap, running her fingers through her hair, crying.
And Umiko looks down at this scene and she gets like a little bit of a pang, I guess, in her chest. And she'll go and kneel down the other side of Shyla and look at Skylar. It's a very stupid question, but are you okay?
No. I wasted all that time, Umiko. All of that time from being angry. And then I made a choice. Minutes ago, I made a choice, and I could have tried to come back, and I could have done something.
You didn't know. And for lack of time, yes, but what you had when you, I am sorry, and she looks down at Shyla briefly, like, I'm sorry I shouted at you, but what you had, you reconciled. That's the thing, we never know when something precious is going to be taken away from us.
I just got her back.
When I lost my brother, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I was 7, on my own. You are going to feel like you are on your own, but you're not. You have us. I mean, I understand that Sierra is a squad member, not necessarily a friend, but you do have us.
And Skylar almost like she's a friend, just stubborn.
No. And Emiko just like frantically nods.
How do you can't just leave her here.
No. We'll take her away from this place.
Yes,
and
please.
You lay her to rest how you would lay her to rest. I don't know how to lay people to rest. I was unable to do it in my situation, but I hear it can be closure.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of people to lay to rest here today.
No, sometimes. Well, what my brother told me once. When I didn't. I used to ask where my mother and father were. And he said, some people think when they die, they return to the Dynama. You move, you weave the Dynama. She's not gone. She will always be around. Just in a different sense. If anything, she will be fighting alongside you. I know whatever I say doesn't really help. It doesn't do much. It doesn't take this away.
we're gonna get to start over.
You
We're gonna
were.
get to try again.
And you did start over. In time.
At least I guess at least I got to say goodbye. We got to have breakfast. I didn't think we would ever have breakfast again.
But you did. You had breakfast and you saw each other smile again. I will leave you for a few moments. It's important that you have that, but we will be outside.
And Skylar nods.
And Emeka will stand and put, probably again, very lightly, because her hand is still very burnt, a hand on Skylar's shoulder. She has returned to the Dynama, that is all. Just another form. And you got to say goodbye. Focus on that. And Emeka will duck out. Probably not actually walk towards Sierra or Fen. If anything, she'll probably hide her face a little as well, and walk off and start looking for more people.
And if Renee is okay with it, I think that Skylar would use some of the little energy that she has left, and she would actually try and basically clean off her sister, make her look like she is okay, and spend a moment to say goodbye.
He looks peaceful.
And after a moment, she stands. And she kind of pats her bag. And she walks out. And she looks for Sierra.
Sierra, where are you?
I'm right outside the door, leaning against the wall. Or whatever the entrance exit is.
I know you couldn't have done anything. I want to lay my sister to rest. And then I want to go roast those people alive.
Yes. I would like to apologize, though. I think I could have handled that situation better. It was panic and emotions, so I'm incredibly sorry for your loss, and that must be very hard. And if you need time, if you need more time, I wouldn't hold it against you or judge you for it.
I need something to do.
Well, then let's roast those fuckers.
Still people here. Use the hand.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. We should finish the search.
Once. And continues opening buildings.
Skylar, after a few moments of this kind of tense exit from the building, Jaden sheepishly approaches you. He hands you a little gathered bunch of flowers.
She takes them carefully. And she just says, "Thank you, Jaden. I think I might give them to my sister if that's okay with you."
Yeah, I hope she likes them.
I'm sure she will.
And he kind of shuffles his feet and ducks his head and darts away. Finn, are you still looking?
On mission. That's how I'm useful right now.
You pass the two stalled mechs, which are still sort of sparking, but have not moved since whatever Magda did to them.
Pause and consider, and it's just like, too far. Can I try and figure out what it is that's affecting them? Like, are they just stunned because, like, their circuits don't work anymore, but there's still, like, there is still energy, they're just not able to, like, actually move?
Yeah, roll me a Flames challenge of 2, please, just to see if you can kind of figure out what technically is going on here.
I feel like I could actually use some of my, like, knowledge of these things. Where is it? Well, this one is more about here it is. So what I'd like to consider is the talent that I have for kind of picking out weaknesses. If that could be used in more of a
Interesting, like a diagnostic.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like how I would further break it. Like more of like a diagnostic thing, like because this is now a weakness.
Yeah,
How I
I
would
love
push
that. That's
Okay.
yeah. Let's do it.
Cool. So that just gives me 4.
Go ahead and re-roll for me, please.
Okay.
I still have a stack.
Ooh.
Better. Yeah, okay.
Well. If you want me to keep going.
Sure, because that will make it an epic success. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, then it doesn't make it an epic success. You've already blown
Already
the epic
was.
success out of the water.
Wow.
Epically epic success. What's wrong with these, these creatures? What did you find? Tell me about it.
Wow. So
What's next?
yeah, I think what I'm able to like deduce is that somehow Magna managed to do like a shockwave that just interrupted the circuitry enough that like the flow of the energy that is within them can't connect in the correct ways. So like the energy's all still there, but it just has nowhere to go. So it would probably be very volatile if like hit with something, but I think they also have a good idea of how to like disarm them entirely without making them explode. Probably not reversing it, but like bypassing danger related to it.
Yeah, I with an epically epic success. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Nothing happens. They're good.
Alrighty. Well, I think at this I will probably shut them off and gather things that might be useful.
Taking some of the pieces apart?
Yeah.
Okay. As you take off some of the armor that is intact and salvage some of the traditional pieces that you would, like the lens and the core, you notice that inside of kind of like the hollowed out area of this mech, there's a small screen. It's flat, it's lit, and though you've staved off most of the electricity keeping them functioning, it still has power. There's a small red light blinking in the corner, and across the screen, which is blue and covered in a grid of lines, you see red. A small line just passes around, and you see this red area. And every time the line passes around, it blinks. This red area, you can see the jagged outline. And in the middle, center of this red area, you see blue dots. One big one, dozens of smaller ones. And as you watch each time this line passes, the red gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it reaches the edges of the screen, covers it completely, and then starts again from the beginning.
I'll take this with me and probably show well, not right this second, but still gonna continue looking for people and probably do the same with the other mech that was there, and just kind of puzzle over it, just be like, I don't know what to say, while continuing. It is a great distraction.
Sierra, what are you up to?
I'm definitely right now just like trying to like shake off what happened and trying to like, ground myself after, like, I'm feeling really guilty about how things went down with Skylar and Jaden and everything, and like just how, you know, I'm starting to realize that I might have gone off a little bit too hard, and you know, I'm just trying to like focus on like looking through these bodies, trying to identify people, trying to see if anyone's alive, and like just reel it in.
You find 2 survivors, and you're able to, they're actually doing okay enough that you can kind of guide them over to where the group of survivors is gathering. You pick through and you find a number of things that don't belong to anyone living. You find a bracelet on a hand, and the hand is connected to some person under a cabin. You cannot see them or get to them, but it's just pieces of gemstones on this bracelet, on this hand, and just, it's hard to say who it was, if it was a merchant or someone from the camp.
I see it and I acknowledge its beauty, and for a second I think about looting the corpse, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not acceptable, and then I leave, so I leave it in there.
You find a small stuffed animal. It's stitched together from greenish fabric, but mismatched. And it's hard to say exactly what kind of animal this is. It's greenish. It has somewhat of a bulbous head and like little tentacles, kind of. It's small. It fits about in the palm of your hand, and the owner is nowhere in sight.
Jesse. And I'm looking for Jaden.
Yeah, I know. No one answers, though.
Do I see Jaden?
Yeah, you see him across the way. He's not answering to Jesse.
I run up to him. Jesse, I have a gift for you.
What?
I have a gift for you.
Okay.
It's nothing special, you know. I just kind of
Is it flowers? Because I kind of can do that.
No. That's, you've got that covered. And then I hold out the little stuffed animal for you. Pat him on the head.
Thank you.
Oh. You know, I can tell you're gonna grow up and you're gonna be a strong and handsome young man one day. But kind of like wipe some dirt off his cheek.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go see if I can find any more survivors.
And when I wiped the dirt off his cheek, did I happen to glimpse anything of like when the attack went down?
Golly gee.
Like, I mean, like, that's not why I gave him the gift, of course, but like, you know, like, if that happened, then that would be a really nice coincidence.
You don't see anything about the attack. You do see a glimpse of presumably a much older and handsome Jaden walking into a home. There's a man across the way sitting at the table. Jaden stops and gives him a kiss before going in to check on another room where a baby is asleep. And she's holding this little green plush.
Oh, you're gonna be a handsome man one day, Jaden.
Cool. Thanks. And he's just like gone at this point. Umiko, what are you up to?
Hi. I am still looking for bodies, almost trying to be on my own at the moment after the talk with Skylar. She sort of just wants to distract herself. And also is just kind of like, what the hell is Brun? I've whistled 3 times. He's in so much trouble.
Yeah, he does come back.
And any survivors, she'll put on him and get him to send them back to where the rest of them are.
He actually brings one. You see one of the teenagers clinging to his back when he arrives to answer your call.
And
holding tight, looking scared, but alive and awake and hurt, but okay.
And she greets Brun, like holds his head and sort of gives him a stroke and looks past. And goes and checks on this kid. You okay?
I've never ridden a deer before.
Okay, well, keep holding where you're holding, because if you hold a little high, he's going to bite you.
Okay.
Okay, he's
I don't
going
want that.
No, not many people do. But he's going to take you to the others. And take you to Skylar. Okay?
Okay.
Just
Okay.
stay how you are. And it's like, Omiko sort of guides Brun to go off.
And the teen joins the other survivors. Skylar, what are you doing?
Skylar is just trying to distract herself, trying to see if she can find anyone else alive. But I think she's also kind of gathering basically scoping the place out, seeing what's there, but also seeing if she can find a place for them to rest and gather themselves. If there's a fire pit that's still intact, something like that she can.
Now that the fire is out, your cabin is actually mostly intact. The one you'd been staying in. It wasn't actually set up in a tree. It was on the ground to begin with, which significantly helps with the fact that it's still together.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like all the bedrolls made it through without getting some burns, but aside from some charred mattresses, it's okay. There are a couple of other buildings that, built similarly, have sustained less damage than the ones that seem to fall from the trees.
And I think she'll wave over whoever is within vision, whoever can see her, and maybe try and get everybody back together.
Yeah, probably fun at this point.
Ben.
I'm gonna go head back with Bryn.
Jaden sees you waving from across the way. Sierra, do you see them?
Yeah. She's probably like stayed by Jaden the rest of the time this gonna be taken through.
Just
Yeah,
following
he kept
him
kind of trying
awkwardly.
to get away from you. but eventually he just kind of like shrugs it off. And you all kind of gather at the cabin where Skylar is.
So,
Buddy, somebody needs to go get Mare and Magda and Naomi. They're all in the building that we left Naomi in. It's where we popped up, which was not really planned, but you know, it is what it is.
I can do that. I've got Bryn. He's quick.
I can help.
And then I think we need to bury our loved ones.
We do.
And we need to make a plan. And I believe Sierra knows where they came from.
I do have an idea of where they came from.
I found something too, and I'm using my phone as a prop. Like, pull out this.
I found this screen.
I found this screen. It's magical. It glows. The notifications on it. So I don't really know what this is, but it kind of reminds me of a map. And it didn't turn off when the mech did that I found it in. I don't know if it was maybe directed here or I don't know. Because they were not attacking those people that they came with.
Well, once we start moving, if we track her movement and look and keep an eye on that device, then perhaps we can make sense of the map so we can see how it moves with us. If it is a map.
Yeah. Did any of us copy down like a napkin copy of any of Sebastian's maps?
I can't write.
No, but Skylar did get a really good look at them, and she's constantly taking notes in that journal of hers. So while she may not have copied it down, she might have a gist.
Mm-hmm. Kind of just compare notes. All right.
First of all, we need to get everyone back together.
How many people did we find? There's more than I expected, honestly. Alive.
Yes, definitely more than... Well, I don't want to say more than I expected. I'm always optimistic. But, it was a decent number, considering.
Well, we'll go get Magda, Naomi, and Mare, and then we'll all be back together.
You hear... you don't have to go get me. Mare is approaching.
Good.
Is it just Mare? What happened? Is everything all right? And Skylar just goes to give him a hug.
As you get closer to him, you can tell that he's been crying. And he hugs you tight back. Naomi is still there. We didn't really know what to do, and I didn't know for sure if you would still be here if I came, so... What's the plan?
How long has it been? How long?
I don't know, I just...
Quickly. How long has it been?
As long as it takes to walk here.
How long is that? I'm
10
already running towards where he came from.
10, 15 minutes?
And Umiko will look over at Sierra's like, I can have that.
15 minutes. I'm sorry. All right.
It's really bad. I don't think there was anything to be done.
Then we stop them from doing any more.
I'll do whatever I can.
We know.
Skylar just sits on a log or the ground, and she just looks up at Umiko and she says, "You should go get Naomi. I think we have plans to make."
Looks back at Sierra as we have a lot of plans to make. I think we've got an idea. And she'll whistle for Brun.
That is where we will end Dynama for today. Thank you all so much for a very good game, where very many things happened, and here we are! Ooh. I am very, very sad to say I will probably not be here next week. The game will be going on without me. Probably not here next week. I'm having surgery. We'll see. See how I'm feeling.
Please rest.
Rest for the love of God.
I love this game.
I know.
But thank you so much for being here. We all love this game and we love to talk about what we loved about it. So we're probably I'm going to be heading over to the Scratticus Discord after this to talk about some of my favorite moments from today, and I'd love for y'all to join me there and share some of your favorite moments from today. Things you loved, things you related to, things you didn't love, sad moments. But I'll let Alice close us out.
Yes, thank you, Renee. Another awesome session. So, sorry. I'm a capable human being right now, I swear. So yes, please check out the chat for all of these lovely links that are going in there right now. We will be heading over to the Discord to talk about favorite bits, and we would love to hear yours as well. We have some awesome sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and Mage Hand Press. And I also want to say to chat, thank you so much. You're always so supportive and you're keeping us alive, so thanks. But other than that, we will see you next week. So keep evoking emotions and we'll see you then. Bye.